Hi, my name's Damien and welcome back to my wastewater treatment how-to videos. In this episode I'm going to show you how to sink floating sludge from a primary settlement tank. You can get floating sludge on settlement tanks for various reasons, mainly if you're not desludging them enough. So I'm going to show you 3 methods today that could help you with this problem without having to get tankers. Sometimes though, if it is too thick, you may need to get a tanker. 5 inches or more, you're going to have great difficulty removing it with any of the methods that I'm going to show you today. First method is using a hose pipe. I'm just about to show you that now. Doesn't matter what kind of settlement tank it is, humus, primary, secondary, these methods should work for that. If you've got floating sludge in your primary tanks, there's usually a reason for it. You're not desludging enough, or you're putting too much flow through the primary tanks themselves. You should have a minimum of 2 hours retention time, 2 hours settlement time in these primary tanks. Right, as you can see, the sludge has got quite thick on my tanks here. It's only about 1 inch thick at most, but still, it's still not going to look good and be a pain. The first method you can use is to use a hose pipe. Just simply spray the sludge until it all sinks. It should go down fairly easily if it is thin. As you can see, you can already see water in this video now. That method is quite reliable, but you need a powerful hose pipe to do it. Anything very less pressure will not do it very well. So the more powerful the hose pipe, the better settlement you're going to get. Obviously, if you've got floating sludge, there must be a reason for it. You're not desludging enough, or you're just quite simply getting too much settlement, too much flow into the works. I will now show you method 2 to which to dispose of floating sludge. With method 2, you need a ladle or a broom. Something like that will suffice. It's perfect for this sort of job. And basically, this is going to be a bit awkward doing this with one hand, but basically you want to agitate the surface of the sludge so that you sink it, like so. Just simply put the ladle or broom in and beat the sludge up vigorously. Make sure it goes down. You want to break it up into fibrous, really sort of thin, grainy sands, and then it'll sink quite easily. Sorry about the footage, this is a bit awkward doing it with one hand, as I don't want to drop my phone into a load of shit. And simply do that, and you'll see the sludge will slowly start disappearing and sinking down. Method number 2. I will now show you method number 3, which is a bit more vigorous, a bit more difficult, but if it's with thick sludge, this could work for thicker sludge on the surface of your tanks. Method number 3 involves a pump. A normal pump of this size or this size or anything bigger should do the trick quite nicely. What you want to do is have the outlet going into your sludge desludge chamber, or a simple chamber that runs to the sludge holding tank, pump station. You don't really want it going back through the works until it's settled out a little bit more. And the inlet you want into the sludge just below the surface. Like I say, this method works better with bigger tanks. These tanks are a little bit awkward because of the size. You tend to pump down the level quite quickly. With bigger tanks, as you're skimming the surface, you pump it down a lot less if it's a bigger area. This is method 3. Prime your pump and make sure it retrieves suction. I'm just waiting for this one now to retrieve suction. It will discharge the surface sludge into this wet well here. Just waiting for it to get its prime. As you can see, it's a little bit loud, but it is drawing the sludge off the surface. All you got to do is find a level and let it suck it down. It's a little bit of a tedious job. You have to help ease the sludge into the sucking end with a broom or something, but it will help you out if it's thick sludge. This is the best way to remove thick sludge from the primary tank. So you just basically let it suck it down like so. Discharge it into your pumping well, all is well. One more method you can use to keep sludge from rising to your surface is a fixed sprayer system which agitates the surface of the water and stops the sludge from rising to the surface. As you can see from this pipe, we've got sprayers either end, cause a cyclonic motion, activate the surface and prevent the sludge from rising. It's a simple method but does cost money obviously. You need a sump pump which is about 5 foot under the surface, which doesn't pick up the sludge blanket and can spray water through nozzles either side. Obviously a circular tank works better for this method, but other tanks will do. I hope you've enjoyed this video on how to sink floating sludge from the top of your settlement tank. Sludge will rise and it will have to be sunk, otherwise it will get too thick and you will incur tankering costs, like I said before. These three methods are the best methods I've found to sink the floating sludge. You could use the more permanent fixed method if it is a habit and does keep rising. The next video I will be showing you is how to treat and clean the arms on a rotating percolating filter bed. These there. The rag can get into the arms of these and block them up, and there is a few methods you can use to clean them. I will show you that next time. I hope you enjoyed the video. Comments welcome. Thank you. Goodbye.